crest, on Japanese crested, on normal color badges. We are just talking and discussing the idea of body structure. To make me as a breeder select the birds that should give my stock and give me the word, what we call the bloodline. Can I ask a question, my friends? What is a bloodline?
Basically,
No, I'm going to sleep here. Yes. So.
Basically, bloodline, you can say the genetics behind that bird or
Exactly.
pedigree.
Full gene. Pedigree. Okay. Any support? Any help? One more help? Okay. Bloodline, we call it, from my point of view, all of you have the right to disagree with me. I'm just giving to you my point of view. This is not the right, because there is no right. It's changeable, and we can debate. Okay? The word called bloodline, it's a group of certain features, known certain features, that when you look to a group of birds, you will find them in the whole group of birds. This means that this breeder has succeeded from his point of view, okay, to gather his stock and pick the birds that say that those are his birds. Okay? Regardless, there are advantages or disadvantages. Okay? So this is a bloodline word, my friends. When you find a work of a breeder that when you saw a group of birds, or around 70% from his birds nearly look like each other. This is why in shows what we have groups in competition. When you come in show and you will find a group, 6 birds must be half of them 50% males and 50% females. What this indicates? This indicates that this breeder have a bloodline to show many couple of birds look like each other. And the female has the feminine look and the males have the male look. You got me? Because it's not normal to have a female look like a male. Normally, in the nature, the male should be bolder or bigger in head. Are we following each other? Okay. So, this is the word bloodline. So, when you go with your bloodline, regardless what the features that you are going to pick and keep it, you need to build it upon right standards and right awareness. Okay? So, come to this point, it reflects us how the tail should be. Can I ask one question? From the body structure of, for example, for the exhibition budget, how many percent should the tail should be from the whole body?
30%. 35?
Exactly. And from which point we should start consider this bird long tail, long fly? If the tail came to 40%, 50%, 60%, 1 meter down, when we will start to consider this bird long tail, long fly? Exactly. We can fast 50%, but I shouldn't say that some skilled breeders, I will not say cheaters, but skilled, because I'm leaving 2 cents on day. No, when in the right time, to grow in the right time of show, to get with his long tail, long flight bird to the show to win the first place in the show. And I cannot neglect, I must be honest with you, the most good exhibition budgets lie in the world. I don't want to say all. Let me say most have this gene inside. They are split to the with pleasure. If anyone have another opinion, he should be right, but this is my point of view. So, and the wings, how many percent should be from the body?
Can you please repeat?
The tone or the length of the wing from the total length of the body, what is, how many percent? It will be 45% the wing length from the tip of shoulder to the tip of the collar flight level. So, if I have a long flight crossed over together, this will be too much mistake to put it in my line. And if I have no problem, like birds cannot fly, like wings, each time you prepare them behavior to stand in the show cage and show themselves. So, back to this point, how the bird should perch or stand over the perch or stick. Two fronts in, two back, with a good posture, and which angle, and where is his caluca or fin. Should the bird stand over the perch with fin sticking with the perch, or down the perch, or over the perch? Yes, barrel, you know. Anyone raised horses before? The skeleton must be consistent together, so the legs must be parallel. Not like this, not like this, must be parallel, because this is the base. When it starts from a good point, it will follow with a good structure. So, as you see, here, the tail, and which type of those A, B, C you like?
B.
B. Why? Which is the taller one in the both?
A.
Why you want your bird stand over perch, putting to the front like this, or sitting as a man like this? Choose birds stand like athletic man who's playing sport. Can we go? As you see, this is a perch, and this is how the bird should stand, and where from the side point of view, here, can you see the abdomen, the belly, where it is? It's not here. Okay, you can see this is the tail, this is the perch, how the bird should stand, how you judge your bird from a side, because this notification will go with your stock to the front in the future. So you must be picky and selective which birds you are going to use. Can we go? Here is the view of the faces. See, this is the birds that won in 80s and 90s. B, birds won in 2000s. Now, this is the birds that won maybe in 2015, 2010. and it's improving itself. Let me go. Yes. See, to the point, not sitting over the perch, because if you notice, the birds sitting over the perch, their youngsters will do the same. Can we? Widths of the chest will find your birds or choose birds have widths, whether widths of mask, whether widths of its chest, and come with the V shape. Can we? See, when the bird stands right, it will look taller. Okay? Here's the back. First shape, this is the keyhole. Me and Omar spoke about this keyhole, and there are many breeders with good birds, but have their birds head like this, come with narrow, then like this. Go. This is the directional feather in exhibition guides. You will find, when you find a small baby, small chick, if you look over the nostrils, you will find the with the good blue lines have many condensed feathers in the first half centimeter there. Okay. This is the parallelism eye from the front. You will check that the eye will still with the middle spot that you will pick because you are picking your birds. So if you wanted to make your birds looking nice and do this to get the eye with the second spot. Third spot will be and the head height have a connection with the mask. It must be together. This must have a connection with spots. Must be matching together. Harmony. Profoundness of the mask. How the mask must be profound. Why? And with good rounded spots. You, as a breeder, when you go from the beginning, which birds of exhibition should I select to my hogoromos? Birds with good round. If you didn't do that in the future, you will have a big hogoromos, but you will never have a problem. You didn't put in your mind what opens. What called flicking? Go, please. Is the side directional feather. When you see your bird from side, you will find width of the face, how your bird, because this is the structure that you didn't see their eyes. Is that good or bad? Which is the minimum of eye appearance that we could let or accept? How many percent from the eye could be a little bit not appear?
30%.
30? It acceptable for and you should at least see 60% from the eye to make sure that your birds can see. Because it's not logic that your raised birds cannot see. Really, it's not logic. Okay? This is what we talk about. Can we? Round head. This is how the blue should be. And look to the face, the birds with this feather. This is the hip band in the beginning of the drawing. Match this, it will be the same like to the lower edge of the spot. And this is also of you. No one can tell you what is the right thing. You, the breeder, breed what you like. And if the people like it, it will be the standard. Okay? I'm just to try to clarify that we not should, unless we agreed that we are playing to those rules. But you as a breeder can make. This is the harmony. Two halves. This half equal like this half. Ah! And now we will pass. Yeah. Here, the idea of structure of hogoromo, we have horizontal line and vertical line. Those two line guys are the base of hogoromo. I don't think, in my opinion, that there is no skilled breeder hogoromo doesn't know those lines. First, the horizontal line. This line, it passes from the center of shoulder to lower back fold to the other center of other shoulder. This means that these birds are divided equally. Got me, guys? This bird means this line that this bird are divided equally. And we have the vertical line. This vertical line, it's a visual line. You imagine it because you test your birds. Comes between the two nose holes, exactly on the tip of the beak, between the two nose holes to the first center of the crest. What means? This is the crest. It must be divided equally. And if you have double crest bird, and we will talk about the double crest, if it falls or not, must come through it, right? In the middle of back frill. Till where? When this ends. This line. Tail. Tail. Yes, exactly. It must be in the middle of the two main tail feathers. This means that you have a birth. If you look from this left side, will be mainly the same like right side. And if you look from him from above, same like you look from him, then we will go to what makes him whole. Sunny, what whole? Because the whole verb. Exactly. Anything else? Exactly. So this technology became whole. So we must know what those directional feathers should be like. Or we as a breeders didn't do any notice what this mutation. Then we started what should be the standards. Let's did we get it's a mutation of directional feathers. Get out. Found many breeders love this mutation. Later on, when it came to the surface of the hobby and found many loved it, then we came to put standards to it. Some of us made good ones, some tried, but we need to understand this mutation to know how we deal with it. So we have the flowers, we have the crisps, has colors. So we calculate the standards of colors in our mind, start the bird in our mind, directional feather in our mind, and if we wanted to breed exhibition hogoromos, we must put two things in mind. The first thing, to which point, second thing, the types of feather. Does the buff feather will be like yellow or coarse feather? You should put those. Go further and okay. Go to the next. We will come to the crisps. First, the double crisps are penalized, right? Yes. But in hogoromos, according to the BSE standards, we are not penalizing. Do you know why? Because we will not and cannot remove it from the mutation, because the mutation imposed itself over the surface. But we as a breeders should be selective, try to solve the double crest problem. Okay? Because hogos comes from a cumulative gene by breeding them together. So most of the birds we must, as a breeders, deal with the mutation as it is, but try to solve the bird problem that we caused it, which is sight and breathing. So you, as a breeder, should make in your mind that your bird can see from his. Don't breed birds with capped crests like what I did, and I love them, by the way. But this is for my passion. Your bird must see, be able to feed his babies, to do his normal activity. From his eye should be clear. When I go from the same angle to the eye. I must see at least 60% from the eye. If he is a this means that cannot live a normal life, which is important. Winner. 1,000s of breeders worldwide to breed like this bird, effective bird. This is why for must be avoided, and we cannot let anyone in with a defective force. Because because can we accept tough half? Yes, but exactly, you are right. I will not, because this kind of crest does circular how we are going to penalize them? Then we found that we should have what we call points system to make us able to judge the force with a bird. Is a good bird, but without back frill. And according to my standards, the back frill is essential.